So I got a new Star Trek figure from EXO-6. This is Captain Sulu from Star Trek The Undiscovered Country. And I'll just say a few words about the movie before I get into what's important, which is the figure. And that is, as I've grown older, certain Star Trek films have grown in my estimation and some films have diminished. And this is one that I would say has diminished. The biggest one was The Voyage Home, which is really highly regarded, generally near the top of any lists. And I do not like the film. And so, but I really enjoyed it when it came out. I just don't think it stands the test of time. I would say that the films that have grown in my estimation is Star Trek: The Motion Picture has grown significantly. I have always had an appreciation for Star Trek, for the third Star Trek, Search for Spock, which I think is not necessarily, it's kind of middle of the road, but for me, I put it near the top. So not only do we have this figure, there was also the one, I can't remember her name, Kim Cattrall character, is also coming out or has come out, and General Chang. So let's get into the figure here. There is the box art, which is a photo of the figure, and he has kind of a Night of the Living Dead look to him. His skin tone and just his eyes, and doesn't look that great. But how about the figure? How does the figure? So I'm going to remove the box, and then we'll take a look at the figure. So there is Captain Sulu. So what do people think? I've had some pretty good luck with these 1/6 scale figures. Recently, or a while back, I got Peacemaker, which I absolutely love. Now, that was by Hot Toys, and also I got the Joker from the 2019 film by Hot Toys, and I've had a lot of luck with the EXO-6 figures. I hate this sculpt. I hate it. Probably the absolute worst of any EXO-6 or Quantum Mechanics Star Trek figure. The eyes, I mean, it looks like he's got eyeliner on. It looks weird. I don't know what he's doing with his mouth there. It's a weird expression. I went on, and I mean, I know what George Takei looks like, but I went on the internet to look up George Takei, and I just watched the film. What he looked like from the film, and he doesn't really look like this. His mouth doesn't look like, and I have a theory that I'm going to propose on why his mouth looks like that. His eyebrows don't look correct. They should be darker. His face is too narrow, but it's those dead eyes that really, and it, with the, what, like I said, what almost looks like eyeliner makes it look like he's trying to look somewhat glamorous. But now I had wondered, I think that there's a snap here, but it comes with no instructions. You can go on EXO-6 website for a video instruction on the figure, except it doesn't exist. So I'm not going to pull on this because, I mean, it should snap off and then you can open it up, but it didn't snap off easily. So I know I've had a problem where in another figure, not a 1/6 scale figure, where even though it really did have a button, it yanked off, and so I'm very leery with these little buttons to try. But I mean, it would be neat if it opened up. The collar is not really correct; it should be up higher. It's way down too low. But I mean, I regret getting the figure because I think it looks so disappointing. So it comes with a phaser, which when I first looked at it, it looked like it was way too big, but I guess in his hand it's not. I thought the phasers were smaller. Maybe for Star Trek 6 it's larger. And then he has his teacup and plate. And so I was wondering, is this supposed to be his I'm drinking tea look? Like maybe his kind of like the sides of his mouth are a little bit drawn in, like he's sipping tea. I don't know, but it looks weird. It does not look like George Takei. I mean, Yeah, probably most people, if they're a Star Trek fan, even if it wasn't in a Star Trek uniform, would be like, yeah, that's George Takei. But like George Takei looking kind of weird. The costume is fine, other than I think the collar is not correct, and I would have liked it. It looks very fluffy in the film. It really looks it's rather thin there. So it's just disappointing. I mean, the Star Trek uniform. This is the first one of this type, which I think started in, I guess, Star Trek Two, where they were wearing this kind of maroon outfit. This is just a small. I mean, okay, so he stands fine without a brace. I'm going to use a brace, but he does stand fine. One of the things, and I just find this really cheap, is that you could turn the ankles around 360 degrees. I just it annoys me. It's not a big deal. Some of the James Bond Big Chief Studio figures, the ankles were absolutely broken. The figures could not stand on their own, and they would just swivel around 360. So I do check that out, and yeah, it's disappointing. Again, not the end of the world at all, but it feels a little weak. I mean, the figure feels quality. It's got some heft to it. I mean, it should. This was like, I don't know, $250 or something like that. But, you know, EXO-6 prides itself on their, as they say, museum quality. And as a representation of George Takei from the film, I just don't think it's very good. With his mouth like that, it makes him look like he's missing his dentures or something. I mean, it's just not good. So, yeah, this is easily my most disappointing EXO-6 figure, because the last one I got was Krug, Commander Krug from Star Trek Search for Spock, and I thought that figure was fantastic. Or maybe the last figure, because I got several figures from the motion picture, including the most recent one I got was DeForest Kelley. And I liked that one. I thought that was great. But this one, jeez. And even I had this, so it's my second Sulu. They've actually, between EXO-6 and Quantum Mechanics, they've come out with 3 Sulus. The first one apparently was disappointing. I couldn't get it because Quantum Mechanics went out of business and my pre-order was canceled. I know some people got it, but it was apparently disappointing. And I think that the Mirror Mirror Sulu is okay. It's not fantastic, but it's better than this. This is just, yeah, definitely a regret buy at this point. So if you're looking to, if you're an EXO-6 collector, I don't know that I can. I mean, I know I can't recommend it because of the facial sculpt, but definitely below their quality. So this is EXO-6 Captain Sulu from Star Trek 6, the Undiscovered Country.